Okay, so I'm chatting to someone now, an old mate of mine, and you probably recognise him off telly, but you probably know as well that in recent years he's moved away from that and he's doing something really special in the city. He's built up Liverpool City Sights at the front line of tourism in Liverpool. That visitor economy is Mr. Phil Olivier. How are you, Phil?
I'm very well, Jay. How are you?
I'm good, mate. So tell us about your 2020. Obviously, from March, from shutting down completely with the business, and now to this current point. Just kind of talk us through it.
Yeah, obviously, year upon year, we've had increased visitors in the city. We've gone from strength to strength. We've diversified and obviously gone into a couple of other attractions in the city. But first and foremost, Liverpool City Sights, which is the hop-on, hop-off buses, the red buses. We had a great year coming to March, and then when we were told on the 18th of March that we had to lock down, we didn't know, just like the rest of the country, we didn't know where this was going to head, but obviously we've had an absolute nightmare of a year. Overseas visitors cancelled, cancellations right the way through the year, and then not knowing the uncertainty of our employees and the status, we couldn't afford wages just like any other company. And thank God our government has done one of the best projects around the world, and people should be thankful of that, which was the furlough scheme. It really secured our employees, which was, for me, relief. So when we opened on August 1st, we obviously put our risk assessments in place. We partnered with a great company called Portibac, which is a COVID cleaning solution. All the information's on our website about that. We had mandatory face masks and we adhered to the government guidelines. We had a great response from the public in and around the country, and a lot of people, domestic visitors from the UK still came to Liverpool, enjoyed the attractions, enjoyed our buses. We've seen that with reduced capacity and the restrictions that we had to put in place, it was viable to stay open, and we were learning to live with this virus. There was an announcement made by Boris Johnson, I think it's about a week ago now. So we noticed that we had a lot of cancellations, and then everyone was saying to me, "Oh, Liverpool's on lockdown, so I'd like to get a refund for my ticket." I know that people are now scared that they can't do, they don't want to go, they can't go on public transport. It's only for essential travel only. We are still open, and we are not a public service vehicle because we clean our tour buses after each tour. We adhere to the strict rules, and we're the vessels to get tourists to the attraction, but not only tourists, to the local people in Merseyside. If you don't know your city, feel safe that you can come on our buses, and you can see the attractions. Obviously, there's huge overheads when you're running a business. I've put all those in place. I'm always looking 6 months ahead. But the worry for me was my staff, with the huge wage bills like it is in any company. If the return isn't coming in, I would have to make cuts. And when this furlough scheme ends at the 31st of October, I would be forced to make cuts again. So the plea was going out to the general public to get to know your city, support your attraction, because just like myself, just like the Beatles story, just like the museums, cuts will be made by the end of October. And for me, that's going to be right before Christmas. And the last thing we want is for that. We need to learn to survive with this virus for now, hopefully. And I do believe there is a vaccine on the way, but however long it takes to manufacture, distribute, that may be running into another year. But we have to learn with these restrictions in place to live with this virus for now, and we are doing so, just like the other attractions.
Do you know what, Phil? I've seen you grow this business over the past few years. I know your passion, not just for the business and the people that visit, but for your staff. And as someone who owns a small business myself, it's the be all and end all, isn't it? Saving them jobs. That is what's important, and that's what we do need to try and avoid, and that's what you're trying to do, isn't it?
Yeah, I mean, not only when you work with your staff, you know yourself, Jay, they're like your family members. You spend more time with them than you do your own family. So I really get close to them, their family members, and I don't want to see a person walk out of this place when I do know when we come out of this virus, we'll all be strong again.
Yeah.
But more than that, I've got a passion for this city. I love changing people's preconception of the city, which is one of the reasons why I sculpted the Blue Route tour that we do, which goes out does the city and then goes out into the suburbs. It picks up on the most beautiful areas. Our visitor numbers for our city region economy has grown year upon year, and that is because it is the best city in the world, and I love it.
Well, what's it been like, obviously, in terms of visitor numbers? Because we've obviously seen a massive drop in terms of international visitors. Then, as you said, August, we've seen some UK tourists coming into Liverpool. Have there been many Scousers that have been experiencing the tours?
Obviously, this video that I've just done, there has been, and I thank you to anyone who's jumped on the bus. And yeah, Scousers have been on the bus, and they've been really surprised at what you don't know. I mean, when I bought this business about 5 years ago, I can't tell you how much I didn't know about the city. This city has got more history, more national parks outside of London. There's so many stats. I'm not a guide, but I'm sure my guides will tell you all this. But it's got so much history, so much passion. This city's dubbed the #1 music pop city in the world. Tourists, cruise ships that come in every year, and the council have been tremendous the way they're building the infrastructure. I think our council is one of the best councils in the country. And recently they've just also said that they're announcing that they're going to be helping the tourism and the hospitality sector with a grant, which I've got keen eyes on at the moment, which is a big thank you to, Mr. Joe Anderson and Steve Rotherham, because once again, they put aside £40 million funding to then put across as grants to help these local businesses out. And that is gonna, it's once again, I felt like crying, to be honest.
Incredible, that, wasn't it? And that shows just what Liverpool's like. And as you said there, rightly so, Liverpool City Council, the region in general, done some incredible things over this to support businesses like yours, Phil. Obviously, you've evolved your career massively, Phil. We all know you from telly, lots of big shows, including Brookside. And it's great to see how you're doing something completely different now. Do you miss the other side of your old career?
Don't get me wrong, I've always got that burning passion to get on stage, and now and again you'll see me pop up in a theatre show, as long as it's not too long and it doesn't, divert my time away from what I'm doing here. But yeah, I'll always have the burning desire, so I'll always make time for certain projects, which I do like.
Okay, Phil, before you go, I can see behind you the Royal Daffodil. It was only, 18 months ago, 12 months ago, me and you were Dockside, as you were doing some work on this vessel. Tell us where you're up to with the Royal Daffodil.
Yeah, it was a touchy time at the beginning of the year. We got taken off the project for 12 weeks. It is still getting renovated at the moment. I'm really proud of what we're doing. I'm sure the City of Liverpool will be proud. We're planning to launch and go into Canning Dock in April of next year, but this is all dependent on what's happening with this pandemic. But yeah, the City of Liverpool will be proud of what they're going to see.
And tell us what it is again, for anyone that doesn't know. What will be in this vessel when it's launched on the dock?
Well, basically the vessel now, we've removed the engines and we've converted this into a destination. Downstairs, like I said, we removed the engines. We've opened up a huge space which we can have weddings in there, we can have conferences in there. It actually holds 549 people downstairs in the hull. It's absolutely stunning. We put portholes in so you can still see the water. On the floor above is going to be 126 cover restaurants. And then the floor above that, we've opened up deck spaces, and that's going to be a bar, which is kind of inside, outside. And we've opened up another level above the bridge, which is going to be another outside area. You can eat, you can drink there, and you can just enjoy the views of the famous Royal Albert Dock.
Brilliant, and it's something for the city to look forward to, George. In this really difficult year, we've got this to look forward to. So 2021, April, for the Royal Daffodil, and check out Liverpool City Sights. Phil Olivier, thank you so much, mate.
James, thank you always for your support. Thank you.